Dig it.
Especially when you coming from the true place and the pure heart with no ill intentions, and you feel that nope, that's your ancestors telling you don't you touch that motherfucker. Don't let him be rubbing his nasty ass heart chakra up against your purified energy.
Ooh, ooh, wee. Mm,
So you get seduced by vampires, blood sucking
absolutely.
haters.
Mm, mm.
All vampires don't suck blood, some suck energy.
Wow, wow.
They see you in a good mood, they ain't happy till you get pissed off.
True.
And you got people that live in the house with them and call them husband and wife.
Preach.
If it get peaceful around there, they unrest sets in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not normal.
He is the son of John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., and that his mother paid the Hells Angels to protect him. And I thought that was really interesting because when you hear about the Hells Angels in mainstream media, they make them seem like they're a bunch of thugs and criminals, which some of them may be, but he's
They do that to every tribe. Every
mm-hmm,
tribe that's a non-treaty tribe that refuse to do business with them is classified as an outlaw tribe,
mm-hmm,
as a non-treaty tribe, as an enemy combatant tribe, or as a
mm-hmm.
gang.
Okay.
All those are the tribes that the government, when they call them a gang, that means they want the rest of the people to not see them as a tribe.
Wow.
But gang don't mean bad.
Okay.
You got to remember the police the biggest gang on the land.
For real.
And you got
Absolutely.
to remember it was a chief of police out of LA that told us that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chief. I want to get back to, because people are wanting to know, like, how are they going to be notified who the big mama is of their tribe in order to dispense this wealth? I know you
They
said they know who we
they
all are.
they track your genealogy. They track your history. They know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
They never not knew who we were. They've been knowing who we was the whole time. The trick wasn't to not get them to know who we was. The trick was to keep us from knowing who we was.
Mm,
When they give it back, they know who to give what back to,
okay.
right? And they know us by rank. The higher the rank, the more they know us.
Mm,
They sit there and watch us and on social media, watch us through the camera systems, all that stuff you seen on with Will Smith on Enemy of the State. They be doing that to us.
mm,
Been
mm,
watching us our whole life, and we thought we was doing something slick. Look,
mm.
I was a fugitive for 6 years before they locked me up. They knew where I was at every step of the way. And the reason why I knew they knew was when they finally caught me, they told me where I had been.
Wow.
And how the hell did you know I was in Delaware? I wasn't using my name in Delaware. They told me the name I used. They
Dang.
told me where I worked at.
And you weren't even using your name.
No, you can't be
Wow.
on the run using your name. You ain't on the run for real. I used my name in Chicago.
Mm, mm,
Chicago's so big, don't nobody care who you is.
mm-hmm.
They just care how you gonna affect the local community. Everywhere I went, I was a blessing. And
Wow.
I ain't know shit back then.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It reminded me of a personal story, a little self-disclosure. My daddy had escaped from prison. People don't know I come from a interesting bloodline. And he was on the run for years. And I was like, dang, you got to be a bad man to like break out of Grafton. He's deceased now, prison. And I was like, gosh, darn it. And they found him like all the way on the West Coast. And I was like, how they track you down? Like you've been running for like 8 to 10 years. Because he was a fugitive, we didn't have a close relationship. But it's just crazy the way they found him. And, in the middle of nowhere, I don't even think he was doing anything when he got locked up. I'm like, dang, Dad, you
Look,
made it 10 years.
I was in the county in Chicago when they first caught me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they brought another dude in. This dude had been on the run for like 20 something years.
Mm.
married with a family, been working the job for over 20 years.
Wow.
And they knew where he was at the whole time.
Mm. Mm. Crazy. So speaking of, they know where you are. Why is it that some of your social media accounts are not up anymore? Like I think you used to have a YouTube channel, right?
I still got my YouTube, but I don't do anything on my YouTube at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When I come on YouTube, I'm normally on somebody else's channel.
Okay.
My Facebook is the same.
Let me see.
I got my Rod Hayes Instagram is gone.
Okay.
So I got Instagram is the SikApe.
Let me see if I can find it. I got it. Okay.
And the other one I got access to, but I haven't been using is Morpheus Mystery.
Illuminati. Soldiers in Illuminati are present everywhere. Mm.
Yeah, that's who we was fighting. The Bavarian Illuminati in the Skull and Bones Society was the branch that controlled over here.
Mm.
The Pirates of the Caribbean, who used to store the wealth up in Puerto Rico before they took it back to Europe.
Okay. Sometimes, speaking of they know who you are, sometimes I swear I be feeling targeted, but I don't like focusing on that. But I'm like, how is it that some people can give information and then when certain ones of us give information, they'll shut
Negotiations for the contract. I told them give them whatever they want.
Wow.
You know what happened? Negotiating committee wouldn't ask for nothing. They were so used to taking bribes, and they were so used to doing business where the company come in and say this is going to be the new contract, that when the company found out they was being watched, they wouldn't negotiate in bad faith in order to hold the integrity of the company. But they not telling the negotiating committee that was actively being investigated by the FBI that they was also being investigated, and they had to come with a request. They never, to this day, still haven't took GM, Ford, or Chrysler from the union body's negotiating team a viable relief package for the workers. They still haven't done it. They signed 2 contracts. And all of the contracts is basically a continuation of the one before that don't really benefit the worker to the degree that it should. Right? So they gave a lot of concessions between the 80s and the early 2000s that the company promised to give them back when they was profitable. Now they hitting record profits, over the fence home run profits, and they talking about, oh yeah, we remember that, but we're gonna deal with that one in the next negotiation. No. You making the money now. Pay us.
Right.
But a lot of them thought it was business. They still think it's business as usual. But when it's flipped turn around, I'm gonna be at my local 5960 telling them I made them give y'all everything that I can make them give y'all without sending them totally out of business. I want them to get stock options for the employees. Fuck a pension. Give them stock options. And then when they retire, they stock option cash into a dividend stock that pays out on a regular basis. Since y'all don't think that the worker have value, the workers got more value than the company, so we're gonna take more value than the company. It comes from people not knowing how hourly rates is calculated, right? It's not calculated by the job. It's calculated by BTUs. About how much energy you expend, your metabolic rate to perform a job. Your calorie expenditure determines what the pay is for your work. But if you ever notice, the more calories you burn, the less you get paid.
Mm.
That means the harder the job is, the lower the pay rate.
Absolutely.
But the smarter the job is, the higher the pay rate.
Mm. Mm.
So you got all the thinkers making all the money while all of the workers are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who thought that up. Must have been the thinkers, because the show wasn't the workers.
So, family, we want to thank you all so much for being here. Again, if you are enjoying this conversation or you learned anything, please support our chief, Chief Pontiac, also known as Rod A's, by sending him a blessing, a Cash App blessing, and he would greatly appreciate it. He didn't ask me to do this, but y'all know how I roll. I believe in supporting people that bless us with knowledge, information, and anything that will liberate humanity as a whole. His Cash App, if you care to send him a blessing, is $SikApe. That's $SikAPE. Thank you so much, family. All right, let's see if you have any more questions here, Chief. I don't want to keep you too much longer. But people want to know about Europe. Can you say anything about Europe? Like what's happening over there?
Same thing happening over here. All of those royal families that was running before, they all gone. They all about to be gone. The ones that ain't going to be gone. Anybody that was participating in the child trafficking and the human trafficking, they're going to be gone too. Everybody getting it. It ain't no respect to a person. Everybody that was doing the dirt, ain't nobody getting out here without paying for their dirt.
Oh, wow.
Unless getting out of here is how they paying for their dirt.
Mm. Is there somebody behind the scenes that's making sure this happens? You know, like, is there really a such thing as the Galactic Federation that's helping to make sure these people pay for their
the Galactic Federation ain't making them do nothing. The Earth Alliance is.
Oh, okay.
The Galactic Federation can't do nothing without giving the Earth Alliance a chance to clean it up first. That's why it's been taking so long.
Mm.
Because all of the special ops around the planet been being deployed to underground tunnels, underground bunkers, to castles, to underground cities, and they fighting wars in whole cities underground. We don't see this stuff up here.
Mm. Mm.
Right? So they use the cover of the war in Ukraine, the war in the Middle East, in order to give us a war to look at, because the war expenditure is not going to match if there's not an active war somewhere.
Okay.
So the military, like it's a hole in the Pentagon's pocket. They done failed their 7th consecutive audit. This one, they missing over $500 and some billion. Where the money at?
Yeah, where is it?
Right? And so we know where it's at. They can't spend a dime and it ain't tracked.
Mm-hmm.
So they know where it went. If they say it went to Black Ops, that meant they went to something that they wanted to keep secret from the people.
Right. Mm. Chief, you know how they say that in order for one kingdom to rise up, another one has to fail?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on President Trump? Do you believe he will eventually step down so that the chiefs on the land will stand up? Or is he a transitional president?
He's 100% a transitional president.
Okay.
He was hand selected by the military and the tribes because of his activism in the casino effort.
Makes sense.
Right. He knew that the people that they trying to pass off as us ain't us.
He said it, didn't he?
Yeah. They don't look like Indians to me. You know, they don't look like Indians to Indians. And you might say with all of your great wisdom that they look like Indians to you, sir. But they don't look like Indians to me, in all due respect, and they don't look like Indians to Indians.
Mm-hmm. So with him being, go ahead.
Then it's also the prophecy of the man in the red hat from back in 1973.
Huh. The man in the red hat?
Yeah. I think it's a Hopi prophecy of the man in the red hat. So they said that the man in the red hat was going to be doing what's called a regular, going around like the regular government.
Mm-hmm.
But while he doing that, they say it's going to be another chief from the land that's going to be moving to get everything back. So the prophecy is out there. So that ancestors spoke it. It got to happen.
So under our system, do we even have presidents? And I know
No.
he's the no. Okay. Okay.
You had councils, and then you had council leaders. The matriarchs formed councils. All of the, you see the word mayor, that's the town mother.
Okay. The mayor. Okay.
And the guy that they using for the mayor used to be the guy that come out with the scroll and read into the public for a week or two the new instructions from the matriarch, the mayor, the town mother.
Mm.
And remember, if you go back to the old Western movies, most of the time, the mayor is also the judge.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Right? Because all conflicts have to be filtered through the matriarchy for resolution. So we didn't just get up and go fight the people down the street.
Mm.
We was allowed to fight, run that fade, but we had to go through the protocols.
Okay.
I had to tell my mama, I need this nigga need to run the fade. She gonna call his mama and say,
Mm.
look, your son and my son got a problem, and we ain't gonna let this spread through the whole family.
Right.
And then both sides got to send a witness.
Mm.
So y'all go down there off in the woods and y'all knock around until y'all get tired, and when y'all get done, come back. Whoever the winner is the winner. We don't really care. But as long as y'all leave the beef in the field,
Mm.
right? But the invader starts coming up behind us while we in a heated anger. Man, if I was you, man, I'd just go ahead and shoot that nigga in the face.
Yep. Yeah.
He ain't one of us.
Mm.
You know us. We ain't got no problem running that fade. Fist fight in the middle of the street under the street light.
It was. That's how it was.
Yeah. But now everybody got to have a gun.
Yeah.
I believe in the right to bear arms, but I don't believe in indiscriminately killing people that don't need killing.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that need killing, I don't got no problem killing. Because some of them need killing. But most of them don't. The majority of them that's dying is innocent bystander. The people that's the target ain't even getting hit.
That's so true.
At least that's what they tell us. We don't know who them people were going to grow up to be if they didn't murder them when they were babies.
Mm. I remember in my day, I'm not that old, but I'm an elder, like you said. Sometimes we would have fist fights, after school, behind the schoolyard, and sometimes they would have dance offs. Remember break dance competitions?
Yeah. So that was the tribes trying to go back to. If you go back to Shaka Zulu, remember when Shaka Zulu was taking over the military and they was doing the exhibition dance, but he had his soldiers stab the other soldiers for real.
Oh wow, yes.
Because we used to use dance competition to settle conflict. We also, beginning on the tribes, some tribes use dog fights. Some tribes use chicken fights.
Okay.
And we would use those things so that we don't have to kill each other. Right. Of course, my dog might be chewed up. He'll heal up. But now we get to go home, nurse the dog back to health, and man, next time you get him.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody dead.
Right.
So there's some of the stuff that goes back all over the world. Like dog fighting is probably older than fist fighting in the art. You probably got more dog fighting artifacts that's older than fist fighting artifacts.
Oh wow. I remember when Mike Vick went to jail for dog fighting, a lot of my uncles were upset. They were like, we've been doing this. It's a part of our culture. Why he go to prison for it? Yeah.
Well, he was the poster child. He was a fall guy.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't even the one fighting the dogs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was his brother. But it is cultural. It's a cultural phenomenon. And you can ask the Mexicans. They still practice a lot of the old culture in Mexico. They still do the cock fights and the dog fights. Some of them have weasel fights and other stuff too. But it's in the culture to solve conflicts, and they used to use it for gambling. When you solve the conflict, somebody got to get paid.
Right.
So they turned it into a gambling event.
Mm. Mm. Family, we have 1,881 people in the chat. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, please give a love offering to Chief Pontiac, Chief Rod Hayes, because he is dropping knowledge today. You can send the Cash App, and I have it on a ticker here, $SIKAPE, $SikApe. Chief, is Tupac alive?
Absolutely.
Marion, he says absolutely.
Look,
Really?
Tupac is on a native reservation in Arizona, but when he moved, it's a whole team of sweepers that go ahead of him and another team that follow behind him. You will never know that it was him. You was just thinking that, oh, I wonder who that nigga is over there with them niggas. It's a bunch of them, right? He say he not going nowhere with less than 5,000 niggas this time, and he mean it. But he ain't by himself, because he got a dark man with him. He got an Easy Eric with him. Christopher Wallace. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
He had a hit on him. Anybody that we confirmed a hit on, we had to take him out of the game.
Okay.
And sometimes to take him out of the game, it had to look like they was dead. Right? You see Selena come strolling up singing. You see Left Eye and Aaliyah when if they decide to come off Dr. Sadie Ranch, you will see them. But they not want to show themselves until Sada can come home safe.
Okay.
So that's that Black Girl Magic team, and they don't back down when they say something.
She's still in prison?
Asada's in exile.
In exile.